It's February 2024. I'm scrolling on YouTube, unemployed, foolishly trying to build a half-baked business idea, when suddenly I find a video that offered to change everything for my lazy ass. A video that promised to achieve a whole month's worth of work in just a single day. Curious, I click onto the video and watch for the next 25 minutes. As Doris explains his strategy. He explains in order to do this, you need to manage your flow state, eliminate distractions, dedicate a day and work to do, and get proper recovery beforehand and clear your load. And finally, you need to disappear. Now, as a psychology student who was very interested in positive psychology, the focus on the flow state and the neuropsychological background of the creator really stood out from all the other productivity advice you find on the internet and really appealed to me. Because who would want to do all their work in one day and then chill for the rest of the month? And after a long and hard time of consideration, for a total of 5 minutes, I decided, you know what harm is there in trying it? So, it was time to start preparing. I selected a date. I decided what tasks I wanted to do. The goal was to completely design my website from scratch. The day before was clear to prepare for this 1 month day, and my family were told to stay away from me. All that was left now was to wait for that date to arrive. And that date arrived. So here I am on the day, waking up, groggy as hell, but it's time for flow block 1. My teeth are unbrushed, food has not been consumed, I'm looking like a bum. I just woke up and went downstairs to my station. Nothing else has happened. And so, it begins. The first flow block in the morning was super productive. And after all that, it was time for my first break. So, I went and got some tea, got some rice cakes, had a little bit of a snack, and then went to meditate. And after our first break, it was time to get back into flow block number 2. So we got back into our work, back at our station, and we got going. Nothing notable or crazy happened during this flow block. Productivity was still high, although maybe not as high as the first flow block, but it was still very high. After our second flow block came our break time, or our lunch time, you could say. So it was time to grab some food, have my lunch, and then take a nap. Because ain't no way I was going to function any further without food and rest. After our luxurious nap, which didn't last very long, it was time to get back into flow block number 3. Now this was probably the most challenging because you start to feel the drain and you know that there is another flow block left after this one. So this is probably the most challenging one, but once you make it through this, everything's plausible. So we powered through and we keep our productivity high. Knowing that I only need to do this for 1 day in the month makes it easy to power through it. And after we powered through that third flow block, it was time to take, yet again, another break. This time it felt like the shortest because it was my exercise and my shower. I just followed my regular 1.5 hour routine for exercise, had a quick shower, and we were back in it for flow block 4, the last one. The final flow block I used to kind of wrap up on the website work and tighten up loose ends. And surely enough, towards the end of it, I had completed my website and it was ready to go. I had completed my 1 month of work. After we had completed all of our work, it was time to chill, eat dinner, relax, and go to bed. Because I low-key had a headache and was feeling super drained. And on reflection, I think I learned that I spent the whole day on the computer, which I absolutely shouldn't have done because that's not healthy. A few days later, I sat down and I reflected on whether the day was worth it. Deep in thought, it came to me that the 1 month day wasn't an accurate descriptor of what I had done. The work I had completed would have taken a week of full-time work, max. And when you consider the preparation of the day before and the recovery the day after, a 1 month weekend seemed like a more accurate description of what we had done. And not too long later, I started working a job. And now I work full time, and while making this video, I've come to the realization that the work you complete by doing this 1 month day can actually equate to a month's worth of work. if that work is a side project outside of your main job. So, while it might only equate to 1 week's worth of full-time work, it absolutely can equate to 1 month of side project work, such as making this video. So instead of spending a few hours each week and not using that time to recover, you can actually just take away those few hours each week and just do it all in 1 day in the month. So, are there any side projects that you're currently working on or thinking about working on? Well, in that case, this 1 month day might actually be worth trying for yourself.